Hiya adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. This is Scotland, so the weather is whatever you make of it. So above all this mist that suddenly rolled in this morning, there's sunshine, and I'm gonna go and explore it. So as you guys know, I'm new to Scotland, and last year in October I went on my first ride out in Scotland around October, which was pretty much in the middle of autumn. So at the time I was brand new to Scotland. I was brand new to riding my bike here on the roads and so forth. Also I had an unknown issue on my bike, so the trip, although I enjoyed it, wasn't a comfortable trip. Didn't feel at ease on my bike. Obviously the surroundings and type of roads were new to me as well, so I didn't have all that much confidence, so it was a bit of a stressful trip. So I have decided that I am going to retrace my steps and redo my previous trip to Dunning, and which was my first ride in Scotland. So come along with me. We don't care about the weather. I have a bike, I will ride. Remember, always wear your ATGAT. ATGAT stands for all the gear, all the time. Have a safe one, guys. Keep the rubber side down. Welcome back to the channel, and as per my intro, you can automatically derive that I'm going to go back to Dunning and do a comparison. But you may or may not recall from the previous time that I went to Dunning. As I arrived in Dunning, I had a massive drop in temperature. It dropped to just below zero at that point in time, and I had to abandon the planned route that I had for coming back from Dunning. So in this trip I managed to do my planned trip in totality. So this makes it very difficult for me to squeeze 3.5 hours of all these beautiful views and scenery into a little 20-minute video. So what I've decided is, why rush it? Let's split it up in 2 parts. So I hope you enjoy the scenery. I've posted up the route that I followed here for you guys, just to remind you. So in part 1 I'm going to take you all the way up to Dunning, and then later on in part 2 I will show you my route back, which was just as beautiful and impressive as going there. So just a reminder, if you do like my content, please don't forget to click that like and subscribe button. So from the West Calder area where I stay, I made it to Bathgate via the back roads, and from here I was on my way to Whitburn. And just like that, before I know it, I already made it to Armadale. I quickly snaked through Armadale, and from here on the mist moved in again. It was so eerie and nice, giving it such a beautiful, romantic, nostalgic type of atmosphere, which I thoroughly enjoyed, even though I was getting damped in the process. But it was just beautiful and lovely. Unfortunately, I found the route to the outskirts of Falkirk to be closed, and I had to take this detour. But yeah, adventure riding, and I had the good opportunity to sit here and wait and see how the farmers were herding some of the sheep.
Okay, so this is what's happening. My main road that I needed to connect to the back end of Falkirk that I was taking is totally closed. So unfamiliar with the area, so I quickly had to stop and just plot a new route to get back on the route. So it's a bit of a detour, but that's part of the adventure. So stay safe.
I absolutely loved this detour. I've never been on these roads, but they were spectacular. The new diverted route brought me to the small town of Avonbridge, and from here I turned north towards Blackbray and California. In no time, I made it back to my original route, and I was finally on my way to Dunning. By now, I made it to the outskirts of Falkirk and was meandering up to north. And just like in my previous trip to Dunning, I made a leg stretch stop close to the Falkirk Muir Museum. I even was so lucky to spot a few classics on the road. For a while there, I meandered for a few miles through little towns and villages until I turned towards Torwood. Lo and behold, another road was closed. This one would have taken me to the right hand side of the Wallace Museum, all the way up to where the mountain range is, where I would have turned right, and so forth. So, once again, we had to plot a new route and divert from here. In no time, I was back on my main route and I made it to the south side of the mountain range, which is just northeast of Stirling. This road takes me past the small villages of Blairlogie, Menstrie, Alva, Tillicancoltree, Dollar, and from there I turn north on my last stretch to Dunning. Interesting enough, I have a throttle lock on my motorcycle, and one of my South African friends that I've met here said to me, there's no roads in Scotland where I will need a throttle lock, just because there's so much twisties and so forth. There's no long straight roads unlike in South Africa, but I do find it extremely handy to keep me to the speed limit. Otherwise, I would have had a pile of tickets already. Between Tillicoultry and Dollar, I found a very nice spot where I could safely park and have a good leg stretch before I continued. Just after the town of Muckert, you take a turn off, and this turn off will take you straight to Dunning on the back roads. And this piece of the road is, for me, the best part of the trip to Dunning. So I hope you enjoy this scenery like I did. On my previous trip, I stopped at this bridge and took some pictures. It was very grey and a bit dead, and the difference between the two times is just absolutely breathtaking. Summer versus winter. Go have a look at the previous video if you want to compare. I was passing these brush with these bright yellow flowers, and from a far distance, if you look at the hills, it looks like copper or a glow or something. My daughter likes to refer to it as a volcano, and it's not a brush. It's definitely not any fauna or flora. According to her, it's a volcano. So it was really nice for me to drive past these brushes in such a close proximity. These roads are very twisty, and if you don't pay attention like I did, it can quickly catch you out. But just like that, I made my way down to the beautiful town of Dunning, where I stopped in at the Kirk Style Inn again. Unfortunately, I was too early for the kitchen, but I did have a beautiful, nice cappuccino this time in their garden. Even had a chat with a little gentleman that came and watered the flowers on the bridge. Really, really a beautiful town. If you're in the area, stop in. Really a nice place to be. Thank you for watching, and I'll hope to catch you on the next one for part 2, where I return from Dunning via the back roads. Keep an eye out for that one coming soon.